Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on HTML input attributes, and right now we'll be discussing about the autocomplete attribute in the HTML element. The autocomplete attribute specifies whether a form or an input field should have autocomplete on or off. The autocomplete allows the browser to predict the value when a user starts to type in a field. The browser should display options to fill in the field based on earlier typed values. The autocomplete attribute works with the form and the following input types: text, input type of text, input type of search, input type of URL, input type of tel, input type of mail, input type of password, input type of date pickers, input type of range, and input type of colors, and so on. So I'm going to show you how this works quickly. Let's get back to our document. Right here, in our form right here, I've specified something like autocomplete at this top before, so I delete it. So I want to show you our document. This is what we are having in our previous tutorial. Right here, we have discussed about a lot of input attributes. You can check our input attribute playlist for all this, and you can check our HTML input types also, the playlist for all these kind of things. We have a lot of different input types you can specify in your document, and you can see we are having HTML form playlist where you can find all these tutorials. Now let's quickly create another input, br times 2. You know the benefit of using it for break line. So label auto c, I will call it auto c myself, auto complete attributes. Let's do it like this. This is our label. Let's give it an input type of text. But one thing I want you to note about this is that this is our input. Don't let us give it any value yet. This is our input now. Now when we click it, can you see? Let's write anwar and submit. Can you see? We don't have anwar. We have submitted anwar. Now we should be able to have it auto. Can you see when we double click on this place? Let's say we want to write anwar again, we should be able to have autocomplete again. That's where the form begins. Now let's go back to our document. We need to specify autocomplete, right? But I'm going to show you one thing that will happen again. Let's specify autocomplete and specify on. Let's reload our document now. Let's write anwar again and submit. You will see that it will not work. Can you see? When I write anwar here also, it's not even working. So let's now say that we copy this again. You come and place it in your form tag itself. Maybe it will work. So let's reload it in our browser here. Let's write anwar again. You will see that it will not work. I'm purposely showing you guys this so you can be able to know the fact about it. Can you see? Still it's not working. It's not suggesting anything for us. So the reason why it's not just suggesting is for you guys is because we don't specify ID in our input. Now let's specify ID right here and give our ID something. Let's call it UU. Let's reload our document now. Let's write anwar and submit. Now because we have submitted anwar before, so now when we want to write anything, it will automatically suggest anwar for us. Can you see? Anwar is pop up. And even when we write anwar, when we write A, it will pop up again. Let's click it. Can you see? Automatically complete. So that is the benefit of using it. Definitely this thing is working with ID. If you don't use ID attribute right here, it will never work. So let's say we now want to off it. We can use autocomplete off. When we use autocomplete off, let's click this, right? It's not working again, right? It's not suggesting anything for us again, right? So the funnest part again, the thing I want you to know again, the takeaway from this is that let's say you want to write anwar again. As you can see, it's not showing it for you again. Definitely again, there is another way we can go about this. Let's remove this. Let's say our document is not having autocomplete at all, but we are having this ID. You are going to see that the autocomplete is working with this ID also by default. Now let's go back to our document and redo. Now let's try to click this. Can you see? we are able to see the anwar pop-up, and when we click it, definitely our ID is having autocomplete attribute, autocomplete value by default. Can you see when we write A, it automatically suggests this for us? So the main thing I want you to understand is that even if you want autocomplete to have, you want to have autocomplete in your document, you don't need to specify it again when you are having, because it's by default added to your ID attribute. So when anybody using the ID attribute, it's automatically having the autocomplete inside this document. So let's say you remove something inside your ID attribute right here. Now you reload the document. If you write anwar, if you write A now, it will not automatically suggest it for you again. Definitely it's not suggesting anything for us again. It's unless you have a value inside your uh, ID right here for it to work. Now when we click it, can you see it suggests anwar for us, and when we write A, it suggests anwar for us. So then I say we change the ID, we write VV, it will override the one that we specified before. It will not suggest anything for us again, or else we write something. Now can you see it's not showing anwar again? When you write anwar, we now write anwar V. Let's submit it. Let's reload our document. Now it will automatically suggest it. So can you see anwar V? Now use XS again. Let's write CC again. Let's save our document and see what we have wrote using our CC. Can you see? Let's reload our document. Can you see? Let's write anwar CC right here, so you can be able to know that this is where we use anwar CC. Can you see anwar CC pop up? So now let's change this to anwar VV. You are going to see that it's going to show you another thing is remembering, which is the values inside your anwar VV. Can you see inside your anwar V? As you can see, we are having anwar V now. So let's say you change it to IDCC. The values inside the ID, the value it remember is the one you are going to see. Can you see anwar CC is the one we are seeing here? We don't write it by ourselves. So that is the benefit of using autocomplete. So, and you can use the autocomplete off inside this place if you don't want this ID to display anything like autocomplete. So when we specify it like this and save our document, let's get back to our document and reload it. Now when we click it, can you see it's not suggesting anything for us? When we write anwar, it's not suggesting anything for us. Even when we change it to VV, you can write any name in your ID. As you can see, it's not suggesting anything for us. Even when we write it, it will not suggest it for us because we have the automatic complete. So that's why it's not working now. And you can use this also with your form right here. It's not by default you should use it in your input field, and you can use it inside your form again. So when you use it in your form, it's still going to work with your element also. Can you see it's not showing it for us? But when we give it on, or we remove it finally, when we give it on status, or we remove it finally, when we give it on or we remove it finally, it's going to work. Let's pick this now. Can you see it's working? And when we remove it finally, because it's automatically having our ID is automatically having autocomplete. Let's reload our document now. Can you see it's still working? That's what I want you guys to understand in our document here. So make sure you practice, because practice makes perfect. If you don't practice it, no one can do that for you. The tip I want you to go with is that in some browser you may need to activate an autocomplete function for this to work. Look under preferences in browsers menu to be able to activate it. So as we all know, we have discussed about the form element, which defines an HTML form for user input, and we have discussed about the input element, which defines an input control. For a complete list of all available HTML tags, we will drop a website where you can find the reference. So I want you guys to practice Anwar Akorede Ayofe is my name. I wish to see you guys next time into our next tutorial. If you have been following me along, reach up to this level, please clap for yourself. We have gone a long way. Have a great day. Thank you so much.